Yahuwah, you are colder. You are colder. Oh, I'll keep on calling on you in the midst of the trials that I'm going through. I feel these burdens, they're weighing on me. I'll be still, 'cause I still believe. I still believe. Yes, I know there are days when it'll get real hard. Yes, I know there are times when I feel like falling off. But you are so good. You are always so good. You high and lifted up. Your name is above every other name. Perfect are you in all your ways. Your ways are so high. Righteous are you in all your ways. Righteous are all your ways. Deep contrition's my melody. Late at night I'm just pleading and pleading, asking y'all to deliver me from all the pain that I am enduring. Need your hand to guide me again. I will be still. I will be still. You're high and lifted up. Your name is above every other name. Perfect are you in all your ways. Yahuwah, you are Kodesh, you are Kodesh. You are Kodesh, you are Kodesh. You are Kodesh, you're so high. They're always so high. Yes, I know there are days it'll get real hard. Yes, I know there are days when you'll feel like giving up. But Yah is still good. Shalom, family. All praises to Abba. All praises to the Most High Allah. I am so sorry. I was not able to come on time. We were doing something that was important here in the household, and then afterwards I had some technical difficulties. But Abba, He is faithful. He is kind to us. So we give Him all of the esteem that is due His most Kodesh name. Today we are on part 9 of the full gospel, of the full Bet Torah, and truly it is exciting to be here at this point right now because, you know, we're getting closer to the end. And yet it's not really the end. We're anticipating something that many people do not fully understand because they don't really know the entire beginning. And so it is truly a privilege and an honor to be able to be alive in this day, in this generation, to be able to share the entire Bitsora, the entire good news with all who are willing to hear and be saved and to live by it. So all praises to Abba Yahuwah for who He is, for what He's done, and what He will continue to do. There is no one like Him. He deserves all of the esteem. Before we begin, let us approach this topic by inviting Abba Yah to be in our midst this evening. O Most High, Alua, we come before you. We give you thanks for who you are, for what you've done, and what you will continue to do. May your name be greatly esteemed. May your name be greatly magnified. There is no one like you. none who can do the great and mighty things that you have done. Direct us, Abba. Lead us down the path of righteousness and do it us according to your desire. O Most High Alua, we are in desperate need of you. We just give you praise. We give you honor for who you are and what you've done. Direct our path and order our steps according to your word. Direct our words, O Most High Alua, that we be true and faithful servants to you all the days of our lives. It is necessary that we fully understand what it is that the Ruach has to say. For the hour has come where your sons and daughters, the worshippers of the Most High Alua, will do so in spirit and in truth. So have your way in us, Abaya. Reveal to us the deeper things, the things that we do not understand, the things that we have not understood. And I ask, Abaya, that you'll reveal them to us, that we may live by every word that you have spoken, not by our own doctrine, not by our own interpretation, not by our own emotions, not by anything that we can do or understand on our own accord, but by whatever it is that your Ruach reveals to be true. We praise you, O Most High Alua. Be greatly, greatly exalted. Surely your favor, your kindness, your loving commitment will follow us all the days of our lives, and we will dwell in the house of the Most High Yah for always and forevermore. In the name and the authority of Yahushua HaMashiach, so be it and be it so. Okay, just give me one moment. It seems like I see that it says there's no sound. So I'm gonna try something different. I don't fully understand why no one can. 1 minute. I've been having some trouble with the microphone. Um, Let me know if you can hear now. There's a bit of the echo. Let me know if it's okay. I had a bit of a struggle trying to come on today. Um, 1 minute. Okay. All right. So all praises to the Most High Yah. I'm so sorry for the echo, but it's gonna have to be that way for today. So I'm really sorry if it's a distraction, but all praises to Abba Yah. He deserves all the esteem, all the honor that is due His name. And hallelujah. Okay, so we're at part 10 of the Bitsor. We're at part 10 of the Gospel. Um, Hopefully this is better. So I tried to put down the echo. Kind of hard. Um, so hopefully y'all can hear me now. I don't know why it's not working that great today, but Abba, He is righteous. He is perfect in all of His ways, and the work will continue. All right. So we're at part 10 of the Gospel. Okay. We left off where we see Moshe speaking with the people. And he's giving them the law, statutes, and commands. That Moshe goes up on the mountain. He sees Yah's face. His face shines. And we see the comparison, the parallel where Hamashiach goes up to the mountain on the Mount Transfiguration. And up there, in that place, we see Moshe and we see the prophet Eliyahu or Elijah, and his face is shining, right? The face of our Messiah is shining. It is shining so bright. And we're talking, well, why is that? the first thing we have to fully understand is that Hamashiach is the esteem of the Most High. We have to know this because a lot of times, and the thing that's going on right now is that there are a lot of people who are denying Messiah. They are denying who he is. They are first saying that he is not the son of Yah. They're saying he is not the son of Yah. You know, we have to get that out of our skulls, out of our brains. He is the son of Yah. He is the son of Yah. He is a quickening spirit, the scriptures say, a quickening ruach. He was there before the foundation of the earth. He is not created by dirt and water the way we are. He is there before time. He came forth from the bosom of the Father, the scriptures say. He was hidden in the Father's bosom. The Father is light. Hamashiach is a lesser light. He comes forth from the Father. It's really important that we understand this because we're getting to the part now where we see that what a lot of Israelites are doing is they're saying, yeah, but the scriptures say that that the Messiah is gonna come from between the legs of David. He's a scepter in between David's leg. Like the things that people say, like they really turn it into a full carnal thing where I've literally heard people say that the Messiah literally is a seed from David and that he comes from his what do you call it? His reproduction system. He doesn't come from Yah at all. So they're lessening who Hamashiach is. We've seen this and we see it happening right now as we speak. We hear people saying a whole bunch of crazy things and they're not taking the scriptures for what it is. So I really want us to fully understand that from the very beginning of the scriptures, we see Messiah in the scriptures from every single point, from every single encounter almost, right? He is the esteem of the Father, just like man is the esteem of the Father, woman is the esteem of man, children is the esteem of the woman. Hamashiach is the esteem of the Father. He is the firstborn, brought forth Son of the Most High Eluah. And he was there from the foundation of the earth. We have to understand that. It's really important. So now that I've said that, I will digress. Moshe teaches the statutes, laws, and commands of the Most High, right? He goes up to the mountain. He receives the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High. He himself is instructed by Abba. He comes down from the mountain. He teaches it to the children of Yasharal. The first time that he comes down, the children of Yasharal are acting crazy. They've completely rebelled. They've gone mad. They could not wait for the teachings, instructions, and commands. They wanted Pharaoh. They wanted Egypt. They wanted everything that Egypt could offer, even though they just came from bondage. Crazy work, right? It is insane. It don't make no sense. Moses gets upset. He takes the stones of tablet that were written by the hand of the Most High Yah. He throws it on the ground. This represents what we have done to Hamashiach when he came the first time. He was the chief cornerstone, which the builders threw away, which the builders did not want. We did not want him when he came down in the hands of Moshe the first time, and we did not want him the first time when he actually came as the living word of the Most High Eluah. We threw him away. We dashed him to the ground. We said, kill him, hang him, lynch him, put holes in his hands. That's what we did. Now, the second time Moshe comes down from the mountain, these stones are placed in the Ark of the Covenant. The face of Moshe shines real bright. He reflects the esteem of Eluah. He comes down. He instructs the children of Yasharal, the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High. He stood as Eluah before the children of Yasharal. He was not Eluah. he stood as Alua before the children of Yasharal. Right? We see that in the scriptures. This is what it says. Take my word for it. It's written in the scriptures. Right? Yahuwah says to him, you shall be before them as Alua. This is what Abiyah says to Moshe. So Moshe stands before them in the authority of the Father. Similarly, HaMashiach comes in the authority of the Father. His name is Emmanuel, meaning Yahuwah with us. This is the office in which he came. He came in the office of the Father, representing the authority of the Father, representing the one who sent him. Kingdom agency. Very important that we understand that. Right? He stood as Alua before the people. Moshe did not receive any esteem for himself. He did not think himself equal to Alua. Similarly, in the book of Philippians, HaMashiach did not think himself equal to Alua. Right? Let Abiyah reveal all things according to his Ruach. So, Moshe, now that he has the law, statutes, and commands in his hands, and he places it in the Ark of the Covenant, he teaches the children of Yasharal the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High. The children of Yasharal are well instructed in the fear of Yah. They are well instructed. They are well versed because it was something that they had to do each and every single day. They could not one day not recite the word of the Most High Yah. They had to do it every single day. We see this in the book of Deuteronomy. When Moshe says to the children of Yasharal, recite it to them all hours. When you're walking by the way, when you're by the wayside, when you're in your house, when you're needing bread, when you're outside laboring, talk about Yah, his law, his statutes, and commands each and every single day. We're talking about conditioning in the fear of Yah, which is something not many of us do. And then we wonder and ask, well, why in the world is my children walking, lopsided? Why are they crooked in the way that they walk and the way that they talk with the Most High? Why don't they have the fear of Yah? Because we're not doing what Yah said to do. It's really very simple. It's a very simple thing. Because Yah is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. He tells us to do things with a reason. You put a child in front of a TV each and every single day, they're going to behave like what they see on the TV. It's inevitable. You give the children the law, the statutes, and commands of the Most High each and every single day. Not only giving it to them, but living it out yourself so that they don't see you as a hypocrite. You are able to well redeem the time. Moshe walked out what he was teaching. This is what made him a qualified teacher in the first place. This is what made him qualified to be called by Yah to stand as Alua before the people. Right? The children of Yasharal were well instructed in the fear of Yah. They knew not to mess with Yah. They knew not to mess with Yah the way we do today. We do some mess and we say, I'll be witness. Yah be the judge between me and you. Of course he will. He absolutely will do it. Stop playing. Stop playing too much. They knew not to mess with Yah. But as wayward children, they only behaved as long as somebody was over them. So just like sometimes you have children that are rebellious, when you have that child, you could teach them everything right from wrong from the day they came out of the womb. And they'll listen to you as long as you're in front of them. But the moment you walk away, the moment you look away, they want to act big and bad. This is what a lot of Yasharal was doing. This is what Yasharal did. And this is still what some of us do to this day. And they knew not to mess with Yah. But as wayward children, they behaved only and as long as somebody was over them. They behaved when Moshe was there, not all the time. They behaved when Joshua was there, not all the time. While Moshe is still alive and right before the children of Yasharal enter into the promised land, he gives them very clear instructions. He teaches them the Torah, the law, the statutes of commands from beginning to end. He is strict. He does not play with the children of Yasharal. He is very strict. He has a great fear and reverence for the Most High Eluah. He does not play. And we see that in Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 11 through 13. Again, Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 11 through 13. We see that he instructs Joshua to divide the sons of Yasharal, well, the children of Yasharal, into two different groups on two different mountains. And the reason why he does this is so that the Shamayam can bear witness against them. You see, we are a covenant people. Everything we do and the way that we do things is through covenant. Our word is our word. If we say yes, it must be yes. If we say no, it must be no. If it's I don't know, it's I don't know. But it should always be knowing that we stand before an almighty Eluah. We can't just speak however way we want to. Every kind of word can't come out of our mouth. Because as long as the Most High lives, and he lives forever, every word that we speak will be called into account. Which is the reason why it is beyond me why at times we are so easily fluid with our lips and our mouths. We talk however way we want to. And we behave however way seems right before our eyes. But we see here that in Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 11 through 13, Moshe instructs them to divide themselves on two different mountains. Right? So let us read it. And Moshe commanded the people on that day, saying, these are to stand on Mount Gerizim to barak the people. And when you have passed over the Jordan, Shimon and Levi and Yehudah and Issachar and Yosef and Benjamin. And these are to stand on Mount Ebal to curse Reuben, Gad, and Asher, and Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall speak with a loud voice, and say to all the men of Yasharal, cursed is the man who makes a carved or molded image, an abomination to Yahuwah, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and sets it up in secret. And all the people shall answer and say, so be it. Cursed is he who makes light of his father or his mother, and all the people shall say, so be it. Cursed is he who moves his neighbor's boundary, and all the people shall say, so be it. So it goes on and on and on and on. And here they're standing on top of the mountain representing the meeting place with the Most High, the place where the earth, creation, and the Shamayam come into agreement. So the children of Yasharal are on top of the mountain. They are neither on the ground, they are neither in the Shamayam. They're neither on the ground, they're neither in the heavens. They are in between. And they are speaking out loud, and the heavens, the Shamayam, is witness against them or in defense of them, depending on what it is that they do. Right? So we see here that Moshe ends up dying. He is not allowed to enter to the promised land. The reason being because he was vexed by the children of Yasharal. They had caused him to revile. They caused him to be upset. And I really want to make this part very clear, that it is very necessary that we do not revile. We are no greater than Moshe. Trust me when I say it. None of us here stand the way Moshe did. And yet Moshe, being one that Abaya said, the one that Abaya said, there is no one like him in all the earth. There is no greater prophet than Moshe in all the earth. And he stood as a lua before the people. Even he could not enter the promised land because he reviled. There should be a great level of fear amongst us as the sons and daughters of the Most High Yah, that we have adequate enough self-control, that we do not bring forth the word of accusation against the brethren, because even Mikael, He did not bring forth an accusation against Hashatan, the scriptures say. It is so important that we know this. It is so important that we walk circumspectly, that we are cautious in the way that we walk. Because if Moshe was not able to enter into the promised land, trust me, a lot of us will not be able to enter into the presence of Yah at all. And Moshe does and will and has entered into the presence of Yah. He is not disqualified. But some of us, we're not meek, and then we want to get inside into where Yah's most Kodesh place is. You're going to have a big problem. You will have a big problem. If it were possible, maybe a cockroach would be able to make it before most people, because the arrogance in mankind is insane. And thank y'all, these filthy things cannot enter into the presence of the Most High. Some of us need to stop acting like cockroaches, though. So, under Joshua, this takes place. So, on Mount Gerizim for Berakah, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. For the curses, Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, on Mount Ebal. And if we go to Joshua chapter 8, verse 30 through 35, Joshua chapter 8, verse 30 through 35, we see that Joshua perfectly obeys what Moshe instructed him to do. So they end up crossing over. And this is done. Joshua continues to instruct the children of Yasharal exactly what they should do, how they should live, the way that they should walk. He reinforces every single thing that he learned by Moshe, the one who chose him. Right? And of course, Abba chose Joshua himself. So when we go to Joshua chapter 8, verse 30 through 35, and it reads, And Joshua built a slaughter place to Yahuwah Eluah of Yasharal in Mount Abel, as Moshe the servant of Yahuwah had commanded the children of Yasharal, as it is written in the book of the Torah of Moshe, a slaughter place of unhewn stones over which no man has wielded iron. And they offered on it ascending offerings to Yahuwah, and slaughtered peace offerings. And there in the presence of the children of Yasharal he wrote on the stones a copy of the Torah of Moshe, which he had written. And all Yasharal, listen to this part. It's so important for those of you who are arrogant, who are cocky, who think it's all about you. It's not. It's really not. For you salvation stoppers, for you who want to take the word of the Most High and twist it, look at what it says here. And all Yasharal, the sojourner as well as the native, with their elders and officers and judges, stood on either side of the ark before the priests, the Levites, who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah. Half of them were in front of Mount Gerizim, and half of them in front of Mount Abel, as Moshe the servant of Yahuwah had commanded before that they should bless the people of Yasharal. And afterward, he read all the words of the Torah, the Berakah, blessings, and the cursings, according to all that is written in the book of the Torah. There was not a word of all that Moshe had commanded which Joshua did not read before all the assembly of Yasharal, with the women and the little ones and the sojourners who accompanied them. The truth of the Most High, the entire Betzorah, the curses and the blessings, at that time, not only did they fall on the children of Yasharal, they also fell on the sojourners, those who attach themselves to the Most High and his people. And do not dare come up here and say, well, that's not what it means. All of us are reading English. All of us can read just fine. Do not try and interpret what the scriptures have already interpreted. It is very clear. It says it here, right? And all Yasharal, the sojourner as well as the native. The sojourner meaning the stranger, as well as the native born of Yasharal, the blood descendant. So not just the blood descendants of Yasharal, but the strangers who attached themselves were also split on the mountain according to the tribes that they had been allocated, right? When we read Ezekiel, we see that when Hamashiach comes back for us, the strangers do have not a great inheritance, but a lesser inheritance in the tribes that they are allocated, right? Important to know this. The moment you recognize that you are a firstborn son, you are not the only son, you start to walk different, right? You are the firstborn son. You are not the only born son, Yasharal. We are supposed to be the examples to the earth. This is going to rub some people the wrong way. Oh, well, who cares? The truth is the truth. You'll feel some type of way about it. Make an appointment with the Most High. Talk to him. Make sure you bring your lawyer if you can, but you might get erased. The word of the Most High is his word. So really what everybody should be doing is walking out their own salvation with fear and trembling. And all Yasharal, the sojourner as well as the native, with their elders and officers and judges stood on either side of the ark before the priest. The Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, half of them were in front of Mount Gerizim, and half of them in the front of Mount Abel, as Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, had commanded before, that they should bless the people of Yahuwah, that they should barak the people of Yahuwah. And afterward, he read all the words of the Torah, the barakah and the cursing, according to all that is written in the book of the Torah. There was not a word of all that Moshe had commanded, which Joshua did not read before the assembly of Yasharal. The assembly of Yasharal, with the women and the little ones and the sojourners who accompanied them. Remember, Uriah was a Hittite, yet he was in the city of David. He had his own land in the city of David. So please pay very close attention. Pay very close attention. All right. So we see that this is done. Joshua perfectly obeys Moshe. The children of Yasharal said, yes, everything that Moshe says, everything that he taught us, we will do. But Moshe, before he died, he informs the children of Yasharal that he knows that they will rebel. Because when Yah spoke from the Shamayam, they still rebelled. When Yah gave them manna to eat, they still rebelled. When Yah parted the sea of reeds, they still rebelled. When Yah turned the bitter water sweet, they still rebelled. When Yah opened the earth for Korah to be swallowed in along with his whole crew, his mean boys club, they still rebelled. When Miriam had leprosy, they still rebelled. Right? Even though Abiyah gave them victory in battle, they still rebelled. They seen the signs and wonders, they still rebelled. They had gotten sick. Moshe took that snake, held it up in the air, they got healed, they still rebelled. And we here today, we don't even see half of the things that's being done. Of course, children of Yasharal today are going to rebel. If those people, our ancestors, seen the barakahs and the miracles and the great and mighty things that the Most High had done in their midst and they rebelled, what about us today who don't really see? Right? So Moshe tells them, you wicked people, you're going to rebel against the Most High. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 24. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 24. You have been rebellious against Yahuwah from the day that I knew you. This is what he says. You have been rebellious against Yahuwah from the day I knew you. From the day that Abba sent me out of the land of Midian into Egypt, you've been rebellious. You've seen all his signs and you've seen all his wonders. And you are rebellious. It amazes me. It truly does. Amazes me how there are so many people today who are arrogant, who are stubborn, who are stiff-necked, and yet they think that they walk with the fear of Yah. It is beyond me. Bad behavior everywhere. No humility, no reverence for the righteous one who sees every deed. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 27 through 29. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 27 through 29. For I myself know your rebellion and your stiff neck. See, while I am still alive with you today, you have been rebellious against Yahuwah. Then how much more after my death? Assemble unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I speak these words in their hearing, and call the Shamayim and the earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death, you shall do very corruptly and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil shall come to you in the latter days, because you do what is evil in the sight of Yahuwah, to provoke him through the work of your hand. So Moshe spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Yasharal the words of this song till their completion. Right? So Moshe is basically saying, man, you children are wicked. You are bad children. You are arrogant. You are prideful. You are disrespectful. You are wicked, wicked, wicked people. You are a wicked people. And because after I die, I know that you're going to sin against the Most High. I know you're going to hurt him. I know you're going to grieve him. So I'm calling the Shamayim and the earth to witness against you this day. And so in chapter 32, the entire chapter, he sings his song. He sings his song. And I won't read all of it, but I do encourage you to read Deuteronomy chapter 32. Deuteronomy chapter 32, just so you know, is also the song that is sung in the book of Revelation. For the people who say that, it's all about Christianity, man. Who cares about the children of Yasharal, man? Who cares about them? Jesus did away with the law. Israel doesn't matter anymore. It's all about Christians, dude. Well, you're going to have a rude awakening, because the song that they're singing in Revelation, there's two. There's a song that nobody knows except for the few, and then there's the song of Deuteronomy chapter 32, the song of Moshe. Why would they be singing the song of Moshe in Revelation? It's not about Israel, dude. Who cares? Who cares? You're an Israelite? Dude, who cares if I'm an Israelite? It's all about Jesus, man. Who cares, dude? Yeah, but the Song of Moshe is being sung in those times. And it's important because it talks about how the children of Yasharal rebelled against the Most High. The heavens and the earth were called to witness against them. They were a twisted and a crooked generation that corrupted itself. And then they will be scattered throughout the entire face of the earth. But in the place where they have been scattered, they will remember themselves in the land of the captivity. And they will turn to the Most High Yah. And they will seek his face. And he will use another nation to move them to jealousy. And he will reveal himself to us. And then he will deliver us. And we will guard to do his law, statutes, and commands. Why would the law, statutes, and commands be done away with if it is written in the Song of Moshe, and the Song of Moshe is sung by the Kodashim in the end time? Why? Throw all that Christianity mumbo jumbo out the window if it don't make sense. We're hearing the full gospel now. The entire gospel. The fullness of the good news. Arise and shine, your light has come. There's no more confusion. There's no more reason to walk wayward. Right? The Song of Moshe is prophetic. Moshe teaches Yasharal a prophetic song that serves as a witness against them. And it foretells that they will abandon Yah, pursue other mighty ones, and they will suffer the consequences of breaking the covenant. Is that not what we're seeing today? We knew about the Most High Yah. We rebelled against him. We said, kill his son. The son that was with the Father from the very beginning. The son that was with the Father from the very beginning. We said, kill him. Let his blood be on our head. Let the living Torah. We hate your law, statutes, and commands so much. We hate your righteousness so much that the Son of Righteousness came to us. Not the seed of any man, but the literal esteem of the Most High came to dwell with us. And we said, kill him. We broke the covenant not one time, not two times, not three times, several times, until the last straw was killing the Son of the Almighty Elohim, who was the Word made flesh, the living stone. We tossed him to the side. We rejected him. But behold, the stone which the builders threw away, the one that the builders rejected, is the chief cornerstone. And he sits at the right hand of the Father. Right? Moshe expected that Yasharal would fall into idolatry and rebellion. He also anticipated that Yah would remain faithful, and this is what his song is about. Read his song. Read the Song of Moshe. Right? The next thing that I want you all to read when you have time, I will not read it today. It will be Deuteronomy chapter 30. Here it talks about the scattering. In the last days that we would be scattered throughout all the nations of the earth because of our rebellion. Because we were supposed to be a nation of priests before the Most High. We were supposed to be a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a Kodesh nation, that we may proclaim the praises of him who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Where once we were not a people and now we are a people. But we said, forget about it. We want to do what we want to do. We want to go the way that we want to go. Do you know that the parable of the two sons is about Yasharal? Did you know that? It's necessary to know these things. Not just Yasharal as an entire nation, but to the one who walks astray from the Most High. So Moses ends up dying outside of the Promised Land, and Joshua assumes command. Right? He becomes the next the next in command. He is chosen by Yah. He did not choose himself. He was not chosen by Moses, because if Moshe chose him and Yah rejected him, he would not be where he is. But Yah chose Joshua. He was faithful to Yah. Yah tells him to be courageous in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, he says, so they said to him, oh wait, no, sorry. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid nor discouraged, for Yahuwah your Elohim is with you wherever you go. Let's go to verse 8 though. Do not let this book of the Torah depart from your mouth, saith Yah to Joshua. But you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you guard to do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous and act wisely. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, nor be discouraged, for Yahuwah your Elohim is with you wherever you go. And then if we go to Joshua chapter 24, verse 15 through 31. Joshua chapter 24, verse 15 through 31. And it reads, so now, and if it seems evil in your eyes to serve Yahuwah, choose for yourself this day whom you are going to serve, whether the mighty ones which your fathers served that were beyond the river, or the mighty ones of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But I and my house, we serve Yahuwah. And then these two-faced hypocrites said, far be it from us to forsake Yahuwah to serve other mighty ones. For Yahuwah our Elohim is he who has brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Misraim, from the house of bondage, who did those great signs before our eyes, and has guarded us in all the way that we went and among all the people through whom we passed. And Yahuwah drove out from before us all the people, even the Amorites who dwelt in the land. We too serve Yahuwah, for he is our Elohim. And Joshua said to the people, you are not able to serve Yahuwah, for he is a set-apart Elohim. A jealous all is he. He does not bear with your transgression and with your sin. If you forsake Yahuwah and shall serve mighty ones of a stranger, then he shall turn back and do evil to you and consume you after he has been good to you. And the people said to Joshua, no, we will serve Yah, Joshua. We will serve Yah. Then Joshua said to the people, you are the witnesses against yourselves, that you have chosen Yah for yourselves to serve him. And they said, can I get a testimony? Can I get a witness up in here? They said, yeah, Joshua, we know what we said. Yeah. This is when Kirk Franklin made his original song back in the 1990s, based off of this, right? Kirk Franklin's song is a whole remix, a whole hypocritical remix. Right? Do you want a revolution? Woo, woo. Remember that one? Do you want a revolution? Yeah. They say, yeah, we want a witness, witness, witness. But they lied. So then Joshua says, now put away the mighty ones of the stranger which are in your midst, and incline your heart to Yahuwah of Yasharal. And the people said to Joshua, Yahuwah our Eluah we serve, and his voice we obey. And Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and laid on them a law and a right ruling in Shechem. Then Joshua wrote these words in the book of the Torah of Eluah. And he took a large stone and set it up there under the oak that was by the set apart place of Yahuwah. And Joshua said to all the people, see, this stone is a witness to us, for it has heard all the words of Yahuwah which he spoke to us. And it shall be a witness against you, lest you lie against your Eluah. Then Joshua sent the people away, each to his own inheritance. And after these events, it came to be that Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of Yahuwah, died. The servant of Yahuwah died 110 years old. And they buried him within the border of his inheritance in Timnath, Serah, which is in the mountains of Ephraim on the north side of Gash. And Yasharal served Yahuwah all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had known all the works of Yahuwah which he had done for Yasharal, and the bones of Joseph which the children of Yasharal had brought up out of Misraim. They buried at Shechem in the plot of ground which Jacob had brought from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 kesitah, and which had become an inheritance of the children of Joseph. And Eleazar, son of Aaron, died, and they buried him in a hill that belonged to Phinehas his son, which was given to him in the hill country of Ephraim. I don't know if you peeped it, but basically what's going on here is Joshua is saying, you wicked people, you better serve Yah. You know all the things that he has done for you, how he has never betrayed you, how he's delivered you. He's been a mighty right hand for you. He's sustained you. He's taken you out of the miry clay, placed you on a solid rock to stand. He is the firm foundation by which you are established as a nation, as a people. He has given you his covenant, his law, his statutes, his commands, by which you should live and prosper and thrive and grow. And the children of Yasharal said, yes, Joshua, we will serve Yah. And Joshua, who just like Moshe knew that the children of Yasharal were liars, were hypocrites, were rebellious, were two-faced, did not truly love Yah, he said, you are not able to serve Yah. Not with this kind of heart posture. Not with this heart condition that you have. You have a full heart disease. You will not serve Yah. And they say, yeah, we will, Joshua. Chill, man. Chill. Relax. Take a chill pill. Yeah. Calm down. And Joshua says, okay, no problem. So I will have this bear witness against you this day. So you chose to serve Yah yourself. I told you that you would not, you would rebel against him. And you say that you choose him. So let your words be counted against you. Let your words be witness against you. Not only will the words that you speak be witness against you, but I'm going to take these stones and I'm going to place it right here. And these stones that do not breathe will be witness against you. Don't make the stones cry out loud. And they said, nah, Joshua, we will serve Yah. Joshua says, very well. So when Joshua was alive, they served Yah. Then the entire generation of Joshua ends up dying. And they completely rebel against all that they had been instructed and against the Most High. So we see that after all the elders and Joshua passed away, after the entire generation of righteous leaders passed away, because these leaders were taught in the way of Yah. Remember, Phinehas was the one who took the spear and threw it through because he did not want the wrath of Yah to kindle against the children of Yashar. They all passed away. And Yashar began to forget the Alua of their fathers. And they walked each man after other mighty ones and according to their own desires. Crazy work. If you go to Judges chapter 2, verse 7, you'll see this, right? Judges chapter 2, verse 7 through 13. And as for you, you do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of this land. Break down their slaughter places, that you have not obeyed my voice. What is this you have done? Right? What is this that you have done? We see that the children of Yasharal have completely rebelled against the Most High. Right? They turned against the Most High. Therefore, I also said, I am not going to drive them out before you, and they shall be adversaries to you, and their mighty ones shall be a snare to you. And it came to be when the messenger of Yahuwah spoke these words to all the children of Yasharal, that the people lifted up their voice and cried, crocodile tears. Crocodile tears. They was not serious. And still to this day, Yasharal got crocodile tears. So they called the name of that place Bokim and slaughtered there to Yahuwah. Then Joshua dismissed the people, and the children of Yasharal went each to his own inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahuwah all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yahuwah which he had done for Yasharal. And Yahusha son of Nun, the servant of Yahuwah, died 110 years old. And they buried him within the border of the inheritance of Timnath, here in the mountain of Ephraim, on the north side of Mount Gaash. And all that generation were likewise gathered to their fathers. And another generation arose after them who did not know Yahuwah, nor the work which he had done for Yasharal. Then the children of Yasharal did evil in the eyes of Yahuwah and served the Baal, and forsook Yahuwah, Alua of their fathers, who had brought them out of the land of Nisraim, and went after other mighty ones, of the mighty ones of the people who were all around them. And they bowed down to them and provoked Yahuwah. So they forsook Yahuwah and served Baals and Ashereth. And the displeasure of Yahuwah burned against Yasharal. Therefore he gave them into the hands of the plunderers, who despoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies all around, and they were unable to stand before their enemies any longer. Wherever they went, the hand of Yahuwah was against them for evil, as Yahuwah had spoken, and as Yahuwah had sworn to them, and they were distressed greatly. Right? So we see here that before Joshua dies, he says that these children are gonna rebel. A messenger of Yahuwah comes and he says, "You are wicked people. You are not walking in the way of the Most High Yah." Then Joshua ends up passing away. The entire generation, the people start doing their own thing. Then Abiel gets upset. He gets angry. He says, "I'm not gonna protect you. I'm gonna give you over to what you desire." He says the generation after completely forgot about the Most High Yah. Did we not just see in Deuteronomy that it was said, "Teach your children about Yah by the way. Teach them when you are by the river, washing clothes, making bread, kneading bread, working outside, breathing, talking. May his name constantly be on your lips. Put his name on the frontlets of your minds, the law, statutes, and commands of the frontlets of your mind, on the doorposts of your heart." They did not talk about Yah. And so many of us to this day, we let our children be educated by TV by a public school system, and we tell them, come on Shabbat and learn about the Torah. That's crazy. Like, how do we think that we're going to have different results? It's the same thing. Instruct your children. Let it be your daily life, so that what happened to the generation of old does not happen to the generation that's new. This begins a cycle of toxic behavior, right? After Judges chapter 2, verse 17 through 13, we see a cycle of toxic behavior. Like a really bad boyfriend who goes and beats on his girlfriend, says, I'm sorry, baby, please take me back. You know it's because I'm depressed. That's the reason why I did this to you. But I love you, baby. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll take care of you, baby. I won't treat you bad anymore, baby. I'll bring you flowers every night, baby. I'll do whatever you want, my love. And he's real nice for a few days. And then he goes out, cheats on his girlfriend, his wife, right? Comes back, instead of him taking accountability for his whoredom, beats on the wife or the girlfriend or whatever, taking literally no accountability. But when the police want to come and arrest him or he got a problem, please take me back, please help me. You know you're the only one who can help me. Grown man crying crocodile tears for his own mistakes and still never changing. The cycle of toxic behavior begins for Yasharal. Bad behavior continues for a long time, and to this day still exists. So Yasharal abandons Yah and serves idols. Yah allows the surrounding nations to oppress Yasharal. The people cry out for help. Yahuwah raises up a judge to deliver them. The judge delivers them. The judge dies. The people return to abandoning Yah, serving idols. Yah allows the surrounding nations to oppress them. The people cry out for help. Yahuwah raises up a judge to deliver them. After the judge delivers them and dies, the people return to corruption. And the cycle goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that's what a lot of people do to this day. For everything, really. Yah says to seek my face in the prayer closet or in whatever place that you have consecrated to him. And the only time some people go inside is when they're having financial difficulty, they can't pay their bill, they're having a marital issue, their children are rebellious, they got some kind of chaos in their life. And then when Yah gives them what they need, he answers them. They go back to living life the way they always did. Doesn't necessarily mean that they go out doing hodom things. But Yah's not at the forefront of their minds anymore. Bad behavior. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So remember Deuteronomy chapter 31 and Deuteronomy chapter 32. That Moshe prophesies that these children of Yasharal are going to be rebellious. They are going to walk against the Most High. Right? So Yah raises up these prophets, these judges. Othniel, Ehud, Shamgar, Deborah, Gideon, Abimelech, Tola, Jair, Jephthah, Ibzan, Elon, Abdon, Samson, and then Samuel. Right? What's crazy is that after each of these judges died, the children of Yasharal walked into further and deeper rebellion. It's not like they did better than the last. They did worse. And then that's when Yah began to raise up prophets. The first being the last judge of Yasharal, Samuel. Samuel being the last judge, and yet the first prophet that he chooses to be his voice in a wicked, perverse generation. We see in Judges chapter 21, verse 25. Judges 21, verse 25. Don't get bored by this. It's important. It all has to do with oh, I gave you all the wrong verse, but you can stay right there though. So it all has to do with everything, because we have to understand the leading points up to why Messiah came, how he came, what he came to do, because you need the whole background story. The problem was that the nation of people that were supposed to be a priest to the earth did not do what they were supposed to do, right? So because they did wickedly, they were a son that were supposed to be of example. They rebelled against the Most High. Not only did they walk in rebellion, but they caused other nations to walk in further rebellion, to be like, this is the people that the Most High chose? They're the same as us. Look at, what kind of son is this? They don't respect the rules of their dad. They're disrespectful children. Look at us. We have our mighty ones, and look how we perfectly obey them. But look at these ones, right? So then Yah sent the one who taught us how to love him, who taught us how to obey him, who taught us how to revere him, who taught us how to honor him. All the days of our lives, if we choose to follow after him, right? So Judges chapter 21, verse 25. And it says, in those days, there were no sovereigns in Yasharal. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. So Yah raises up Samuel. Samuel now acts as judge and as a priest. In those days, there were no kings in Yasharal. Every man did what was right in his own eyes. Samuel was a Levite from the family line of Kohath. He served as a prophet, as a judge, and as a leader of Yasharal. We can see this in 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 19 through 20. 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 19 through 20. And Shemuel grew up, and Yahuwah was with him, and did not let any of his words fall to the ground. So he wasn't a bootleg prophet the way so many people are this day, right? He wasn't a bootleg prophet. The scriptures make it very clear that every single thing that Samuel prophesied came to pass. He was not a false prophet. I have heard so many people say, oh my goodness, Yah's called me to be a prophet. Or they say I'm a prophet. Or I'm a prophetess. And then they're going off of generic information. And then some of them are going on exact and approximate information. And then they kind of don't really hit the mark. Well, they don't hit the mark at all. It's not even close to anything that Abaya is saying. What they said did not come to pass at all. At all. And then they say, well, we need to have some grace because I'm a prophetess in training. Whoa. Whoa. We don't get to do that. We do not get to do that. We don't get to say the Most High Yah said this, and then we come back and say, well, I'm a prophetess in training or prophet in training. I remember 2 years or 3 years ago, there was this lady that was going rampant on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I won't even mention her name. But it's crazy. Right off the bat, Abaya showed me, don't even listen. My whole Ruach rejected her. My whole Ruach. but she was hot and popping. She was what you call a whole hot cross bun. She was a pizza pocket. That's how hot she was. A whole pizza pocket, except she was a pepperoni pizza pocket. She was not kosher. She was not clean. You couldn't eat her. But you had a whole bunch of people eating her words. They became defiled by it. And she literally had generic things that she was saying, stuff that you could literally go on Google and find, and she just put it in a word, in a way, and it's just like, whoa, prophetess of the Most High Yah. She prophesied some things, and then one video she said, you all need to have some grace. I just slipped up one time. I just slipped up one time, or maybe 5 times actually. I slipped up about, just a few times. But you need to have some grace because I'm a prophetess in training. I'm a human. Whoa. Not one word can fall to the ground, otherwise you get disqualified. But we here today, we have some fake humility and some fake mercy, some fake compassion for false prophets. If it don't come to pass, then you gotta tell them, be quiet. I'm not listening to you. We allow bad behavior to continue because everybody wanna be like, it's okay. I know you're human. Sometimes I try and hear y'all too, but I really can't sometimes, and so I know where you're coming. No, 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 no. Yah has standards, and he makes it very clear with Samuel. He says that not one word fell to the ground that Yahuwah spoke to him. That's because it came from Yahuwah. Yah's word does not return void. His word is not empty. So this is just a little exhortation in the middle of me sharing this with you all. If you hear somebody say the Most High said, and they're right 7 times, and they're wrong 8 and 9 times, move away. And if they're wrong 1 time, move away. This is Torah. You will remove the bad seed from amongst you. But as long as you tolerate it, you will allow yourself to be given over to deceptive spirits and seducing words. Behave yourselves, children of Yasharal. Obey Yah. This is not my command. This is his. Right? So Samuel executes justice and he emphasizes righteousness. Right? So Samuel grew up and was with him and did not let any of his words fall to the ground. So Samuel grew up and Yahuwah was with him and did not let any of his words fall to the ground. And all Yashar from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel had been established as a prophet by Yah. Some people are literally established prophets by a moray or by a mora or by their husbands or by their wives. Take several seats, please. If Yah has not appointed you, you did not hear specifically from the Shamayam, and you can put your whole soul on it. You can put your whole being on it. You can put your whole life on it, your whole salvation on it. Sit down. Stop. And all Yasharal from Dan to Beersheba knew that Shemuel had been established as a prophet by Yah. Right? Shemuel did not go around saying, I'm a prophet. He didn't go around doing that. But Dan, all the way to Beersheba, knew that Shemuel had been established as a prophet by Yah. Why? Because none of his words fell to the ground. And Yahuwah continued to appear in Shiloh because Yahuwah revealed himself to Shemuel in Shiloh by the word of Yahuwah. Let's go to 1 Shemuel chapter 7, verse 15 through 20. First Samuel chapter 7, verse 15 to 20. Oh, they're so funny here. Okay, well, we'll just go all the way down to chapter 17 because I am using the TS 2009. All right. And Shemuel rightly ruled Yashua all the days of his life. And each year he made the rounds of Bethel and Gilgal and Mitzvah and rightly ruled Yashua in all those places. Then he returned to Ramah, for his home was there. And there he rightly ruled Yashua. And there he built a slaughter place to Yahweh. I'm going to let you all know right now. Anybody come to me saying that they are a prophet or a prophetess, I'm going to be like, do you act like Shemuel? Do your words not fall to the ground? Or do your words fall to the ground? I'm going to need y'all to validate it for me because nobody's going to lead me astray. I don't care how much zeal, passion, fire you have for the Most High Yah. If y'all did not say it, don't come to me with it. Period. Because Yah tells us how to make sure that we are guarded from many things. I'm telling you, Yashral, this is the time to really make sure we're not easily swayed by a whole bunch of things because many will rise up and say, Yah said this, Yah sent me there, Yah said go here, Yah said go there. Don't fall for it. Truly walk circumspectly. Don't be so easily swayed and wooed. This is not to say if Yah gives a revelation, that's different. Some people Yah gives revelation to. He gives insight to. But don't be so easily convinced to label everybody something. Let Yah do that. Let him do it. Because it says that Yah appointed Shemuel as a prophet. I just really want to emphasize that because of the times we're living in, especially because we're talking about the full gospel. We're talking about the full Betzorah. This is part of it too. That we're not easily swayed and manipulated by any kind of title amongst people. Just be a servant of the Most High Yah. If he gives you revelation, he gives you revelation. But be weary of being stuck on certain kinds of things. Right? All right. So Samuel executed justice and emphasized righteousness through perfect obedience to the Most High. He delivered Yah's warnings, instructions, and judgments with perfect precision, right? He was perfect. He hit that zero every time. He hit the eye of the, what do you call it? That thing you throw the arrow and you hit the bullseye every time. It never hit the ground. Ever. So at this time, Yah was king over Yasharal. The children of Yasharal did not want Yah. They said, we want a king like everybody else. We want a king like everybody else. We want somebody to stand before us and to rule over us. They did not want Yah. They did not want the one that they could not see. There's the same problem again today. So many people don't want to just read the word of the Most High. They want a pastor to stand in front of them, sweating, spitting all up on them while they're listening in the church pulpit. And then they want the spit to fly on them and baptize them in saliva. That's what a lot of people want. They want to be immersed in saliva and warm breath instead of reading the scriptures of the Most High Yah and being proven by him. They said, we don't want you to instruct us in the way that we should go. We want to have hot breath on us. We want a pastor preaching on us. We want in the name. That's what we want over us. That's what we want. We don't want you, oh Yah, is what most people say. We want a moray. We want a morah. We want a teacher. We want a preacher. When the scriptures say that you are in no need of such, let the Ruach of Yah lead you into all righteousness. But nah, we want to be just like our ancestors. We don't want Yah to be our teacher. We don't want him to be our preacher. We don't want him to be our king. We don't want him to be our instructor. We don't want him to be our guide. We don't want him to be anything for us. We want somebody in front of our face that we can see and be like, yeah, this is the one Yah chose, when really we're the one who chose them ourselves. You won't catch me slipping though. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 5 through 9. Verse 5 through 9. Right? Okay. And it reads, and said to him, look, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a sovereign to rule us like all the nations. Huh. But the word was evil in the eyes of Shemuel when they said, give us a sovereign to rule over. So Shemuel prayed to Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Shemuel, listen to the voice of the people and all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, said Yah, but they have rejected me from reigning over them, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of the land of Mizraim, even to this day, forsaking me and serving other mighty ones. So they are doing to you. And now listen to their voice, but you shall certainly warn them, and shall make known to them the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over them. Right? So Shemuel felt some type of way. He was upset. He was angry. He said, this is evil. Why would you not want Yahuwah to be master over you? So Shemuel is so disturbed. He gets up and he goes to pray. He goes to pray and he says, oh, Abba Yah, like, what's going on with these people? And the Most High Yah answers Shemuel and he says, don't worry, Shemuel. It's not you that they've rejected. They rejected me. Since I brought them out of Egypt, these people have been ungrateful. So you will definitely give them a king. But warn them that this king is going to be wickedly, that will rule over them in a wicked way. He will not rule the way I've called him to, the way he is supposed to. So they want a king. All right. Give them a taste of their own medicine. So just like today, some of us, we want a pastor over us. We want a pastor over us. We want somebody over us because it's too hard for me to sit down in my house with 2 or 3 sisters or brothers, with 4 people by myself to receive the word of the Most High and be instructed by. I need to go on YouTube. My spidey senses are tingling. I need to go on somebody and listen. I need somebody in front of my face all the time. It's not going to be just for, cross-reference. It's going to be because this is my whole teacher for me to go. I want to be baptized in spit in the church. Let me sit in the front pew so I can get up close and personal. Crazy work. And we have to know that this is not something new. Yashar loved the ways of other nations. They loved the way of other nations. They wanted a king a long time ago. They wanted a king a long time ago. They wanted a king before Samuel. They were ungrateful. They were wicked. Right? Because when Yah called Gideon to be judge over them, they wanted Gideon to be king. They wanted a king a long time ago. But Gideon said in Judges chapter 8, verse 23, I do not rule over you, nor does my son rule over you. Yahuwah rules over you. This is what Gideon answered. Righteously. Righteous. Right? So we see this bad behavior taking place with the children of Yasharal. They haven't changed. They are wicked. Right? So they choose. In 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 15 through 17, Yahweh tells Samuel in advance that Saul is the man that he has chosen. And he says, tomorrow about this time I will send a man and you will anoint him to be captain over the people of Yasharal. Right? Then 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1. Then Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it upon the head of Saul and said, it is not because Yahuwah has anointed you to be captain over his inheritance. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 24. And it says, see ye him who Yahuwah has chosen, that there is none like him among all the people. Right? So these are all in the book of 1 Samuel. It's all really important that you take some time to read this, because this is going to help you understand the heart posture of Yasharal. Like their heart posture. This is the same thing that they did when Hamashiach came. It wasn't time for him to reign, but because he wouldn't reign, they killed him. It's a wicked generation, a wicked people, highly disturbing, right? So 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 15 through 17. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 15 through 17. And then 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1. That's 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1. And then 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 24. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 24. Right? So the sequence in this narrative, right, is that the people ask for a human king. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Yahuwah says they have rejected him as their king. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. Nonetheless, the Most High Yah grants their request and personally chooses Saul. This is something that we will see in the book of Zechariah as well, where they reject Hamashiach. Oh my goodness. This is the entire gospel, children of Yasharal. This is the entire gospel, children of Yasharal, grafted in seed and non-grafted in ones. This is necessary that you fully understand it, because this is also the anti-Messiah, right? This is also why JC comes into the picture. They rejected the Messiah, so Yah chose for them an anti-Messiah. They rejected the Torah, the law, statutes, and commands, so Yah delivered them over to deception, which is Christianity. Understand what is going on here. It's extremely important. We rejected the law, statutes, and commands and the Messiah, right? The prophets, the Torah, everything. We rejected the law, statutes, commands, Messiah, everything. So then Yah says, I will give them over to deception. Here they will have a anti-Messiah. They will have a counterfeit faith, which is Christianity. They will have a lawless religion. This is what they wanted. They can have it. But their end will be death. You must know the entire gospel so that you may be saved. Understand the heart posture of Yasharal. Right? So the people were real happy when Saul became king. So when Saul becomes king at first, he is real humble, right? 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 22. So King Saul is so humble and scared and reluctant, he is found hiding amongst baggage. 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 8 through 14. Saul offers a sacrifice instead of waiting for Samuel. So he starts to feel too big and bad. He gets too confident of himself. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 9. Saul spares Agag and keeps the best livestock instead of carrying out what he was commanded. Yah told him to kill them. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 12. After the victory, Saul sets up a monument for himself. He becomes so arrogant, all consumingly arrogant and proud, that he sets up for himself a memorial. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. Samuel says to him, because you have rejected the word of Yahuwah, he has also rejected you from being king. And then Saul becomes jealous of King David when he knows that the people desire David to be king. 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 7 through 9. Extremely important. So, like, King Saul is so full of himself after he's rebelled against the Most High. Even though he sins against the Most High, and Samuel comes to talk to him, he says, "Oh, Samuel, I'm sorry for what I did, but hey, you know I'm sorry for what I did, but can you just take a selfie with me, Samuel? Right? Can you take a picture with me? Can you anoint me with some oil, Samuel? Can you honor me, bow down before me, Samuel? You know I'm king. I'm sorry for what I did, but hey, you want my autograph? But do it right in front of the people so they can see that I'm still somebody, even though Yah's rejected me, right?" So this request comes immediately after Samuel tells Saul that Yahuwah has rejected him as king, right? So now it is time to go look for a different king. And this king is David. And the promise had been prepared from the very beginning, because remember, I think it was maybe three parts ago, we learned about the prophecy of each of the children of Jacob. And we know that Judah is the line by which the king will come through. Levi is the priestly tribe. Judah is the kingly tribe. So we see all throughout scripture that there are things that happen within Judah, but it had to bring us to where we are now. A shepherd boy being chosen as king over Yasharal, right? Somebody who loved Yah, who revered Yah, who walked with Yah, who honored Yah. And it's not to say that he walked perfectly before Yah, but he honored Yah with all of his heart, mind, and soul. And when he sinned, he despised what he had done, because he had not offended anyone else but Yah, right? So David is chosen to be the one who is the progenitor of the branch of Yahuwah, right? He is not the seed of David, literally. He is the seed of David through adoption. If you read the Torah, you'll understand why it says that Joseph is the father of Hamashiach, because of the law of adoption, not because of blood, right? Meaning seed. They're still blood because they're kin, because of the mother. But that is not the reason why. It is because of the law of adoption. And it says in Genesis chapter 49, verse 10, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." The gathering of the people. Arise and shine, for your light has come, right? The scepter, meaning the reign, the kingdom. The lawgiver from between his feet is Hamashiach. Shiloh is Hamashiach, the one who brings forth peace. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be, not just Yasharal, but the entire nations of the world who will serve Yah. Those who love Yah with all of their heart, mind, and soul. All of them. It does not matter what they look like, because Hamashiach comes for all who will revere his Father, who love his Father. We have to make sure that we understand this, because if not, you're going to fall for the trick of the enemy. I know it's a hard thing, because we've been treated so harshly by so many different people, by so many different tribes. It sounds hard, like something you really don't want, but that's just what it is. If we don't like it, take it up with Yah. But do not create a whole new doctrine to try and exclude people, lest your name be taken out of the Lamb's book of life. Don't do it. Don't take anything out of the scriptures. Be very fearful. Be fearful that you do not take Yah's word out of his word, or you will have a problem. This is what the scripture says. That the scepter of the reign will not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. HaMashiach, the Torah comes. Yahushua is the Torah. He is the Torah. He is the living word. He is the righteousness of Yah. He is the lawgiver. Not only is he a king that Abba Yah has chosen, Abba Yah has given him a reign. All things he has placed under the foot of his son, the son that is made in his image, literal image, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall be the gathering of the people, not just Yasharal. For in the book of Isaiah it says, it is a small matter for me to use my servant to gather Yasharal. I will cause all the nations to be grafted into him. He will be of a light to all the nations of the earth. So stop. Otherwise, you're going to be in jeopardy of your name being removed, and it can be blotted out of the Lamb's Book of Life because you're a salvation stopper. You're taking Yah's word out, and you're condemning people that Abba Yah has sent his light to. Right? So David does sin against the Most High. Not one time, not two times, not three times, multiple times. But Abba Yah still chooses him because he is meek. He is the one who said, let me build a house for my Eluah. Let me build a place for him to dwell in. He is chosen. You can see his whole heart posture in Tehillim chapter 51. That he is wounded and broken when he sins against the Most High. And he doesn't purposely go out and say, I'm going to go sin and ask y'all for forgiveness later, like so many people do, knowing that they should not do things. And then they want to use David as an excuse to be sinners and rebellious and abominable people living in transgression, iniquity, and all kinds of debauchery. I don't even know if I said that word right, but you know what I mean. He is chosen of Yah. Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Yahudah. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 through 13. I will set up thy seed after thee, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Thee is David. I will set up a seed after you, David, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. The kingdom that does not pass away is that of HaMashiach. It is an everlasting kingdom. It is an eternal kingdom. Right? Tehillim 132, verse 11. Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne. Both Yosef and Miriam are descendants of King David. Right? Both of them are. If you look at the genealogy of Luke and John and Matthew, you'll see it. But specifically look at Luke, and you'll be able to understand the law of adoption. Why it is said that Joseph is his father is because of the law of adoption. Go back to Moses. When there is someone who does not have a son and only daughters, then the father of the daughter will adopt the son, and he will have an inheritance of his own name and that of the father of his wife, so that the name of the father does not get wiped out. You have to know the law of adoption so you can fully understand all things. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Right? This is the reason why it is so important for you to understand the genealogy. The genealogy is written for a reason. Otherwise, you'll be confused and you'll have a whole bunch of people saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and you're gonna be denying Hamashiach left, right, and center. Oh, he was fully human and he was fully. He look, he is placed in the belly of Miriam. He does not come from the seed of a man. He was placed by the Ruach. She's conceived by the Ruach HaKodesh. And the reason why Joseph is his father is because of the law of adoption. Read Luke. It's important for you to read it and understand it. Because you will see that Miriam and Joseph have the same descendant according to Luke because of the law of adoption. I keep emphasizing it because there are so many people going around who are denying Hamashiach and who are saying some crazy stuff about him. Right? There was a covenant made to David that from him, out of the rod of the stem of Jesse, a branch shall grow out of his roots. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. I will raise unto David a righteous branch. That branch is Hamashiach. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24. And David, my servant, shall be king over them. He's not talking about David. He's talking about Hamashiach. Just like at times we are called Jacob. We are not literally Jacob. We are the seed of Jacob. Right? We are the children of Yasharal. So this is what Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 24 is saying. And David my servant shall be king over them. Micah chapter 5 verse 2. Out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Yasharal. Out of thee, Judah. Out of thee, King David, shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Yasharal. Right? So the covenant is established with David now. We're getting more narrow. We're about to get into what people like to call the New Testament. Hamashiach's coming. But then there's a whole problem, right? We're given an analysis of bad behavior, what happens in between, right? King David now has a son. His name is Solomon. Solomon begins his reign walking with Yahuwah, asking for wisdom. Wisdom comes to Solomon, and Solomon builds the house of Yah. He is loved by Yah. Yet because of his love for many foreign women, his heart was turned away, and he followed after other mighty ones. This is a parallel between the children of Yasharal, right? We're being given a parallel view. Yasharal walked with Yahuwah in covenant, but Yasharal pursued other lovers. Yasharal forsook Yahuwah and committed spiritual adultery through idolatry. Just like Solomon's heart was turned away by his wives, so the heart of Yasharal was turned away by her lovers. Yet throughout the scriptures, Yahuwah continually calls his people to return to him with all their heart. You know, I encourage you to read 1 Kings chapter 3 and 1 Kings chapter 11 regarding Solomon. And I also encourage you to read the book of Hosea, where Hosea is told to take on a harlot wife to demonstrate the harlotry of Yasharal. And I encourage you to study Jeremiah again. This is where Yasharal's idolatry is portrayed as unfaithfulness. So like you'll see in the book of Ezekiel, in the book of Jeremiah, Yasharal is speaking like as if Yasharal is a whole woman, and how she is just acting like a whole, prostitute, like a whole hoe. Like she's not respecting her covenant with her husband. She's not respecting her covenant with the Most High. And Solomon was this way, right? So we'll be able to see how. So right now we're able to see how Yashua walked in one way, and then King Solomon walked in one way. The early beginnings of Solomon, and then the early beginnings of Yasharal. The ending of Solomon's life, the end of Yasharal, and then the new beginning, which is them turning all the way to Yah. Right. So we're gonna end here for now. We see that Yah does not keep his covenant. Well, Yah does not make a covenant with Solomon. He says, if you walk in my ways, then I will establish you as a king forever. But if you do not, you will not. I will not establish you. Solomon did not. Yahuwah did not. Right? And the kingdom is split after Solomon died. So this is the part we're going to talk about the prophets. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the prophets, the ones who came to call forth repentance, those who came to call forth turning from their wicked ways. We're going to go through each of the prophets in just summary form, and then we're going to end up at Daniel, and then we'll be able to fully get to the point of what people would call the New Testament or the renewed covenant, so that we can fully understand what it is our role is supposed to be, what it is that is expected of us, what our hope is for the end, and what it is that Hamashiach came to do for us. So I do believe that we have maybe 3 more parts left tomorrow, and then 5th day, Abiyah willing, and then Abiyah willing will be able to complete this entire series next week, Thursday, Tuesday. So continue to study all of these things. It's so important that you fully understand it. On the website, we are working on creating a document with everything from the beginning all the way to the end, all of the parts of the full gospel, that you can study it and go over it and be able to fully understand how everything is intertwined from the beginning all the way to the end. And then you're able to study the scriptures on your own and be able to teach your children what the full gospel is, what the full good news is. And so when you are going out to speak with somebody, you'll be able to properly explain it to people, and it'll work as a study guide. So Abiyah willing, um, we should have that up by the end of the series. And you can go online and download everything, and just study for yourself everything in order to be able to fully understand the entire bit story. So all praises to the Most High Yah. I know it's a lot of information. This part probably bored a lot of people, but it's all necessary information. Otherwise, we won't understand why Yah was so frustrated and angry with us, and how we're still rebellious, stiff-necked, stubborn, and a whole bunch of things. But really, Yah requires from us a different heart posture. It's necessary that we walk with Yah with all of our heart, mind, and soul, and that we love Him, and that we teach our children about the Most High, and to seek His face with everything that is within us, because we are that generation, and the children that come after us, they are the ones that will hold up a banner of righteousness. So we have to make sure that we redeem the time and really teach them, so that this generation does not forget the Most High. We are walking backwards right now, right? We're walking backwards. We're retracing our steps. We are retracing our steps. We are going back to when Yah gave the covenant the first time. And we are answering and saying, yes, Yah, we will. And when it says teach your children, we will teach our children, so that when that generation comes and they take a step forward, it's not going to be the way that we did, with forgetfulness and a lack of reverence and a lack of love and the fear of the Most High. So we're walking backwards so that we can walk forward, right? We're not walking forwards with Alzheimer's. We're not walking forwards with dementia, forgetting things, looking in the mirror and then forgetting that we just seen that our face was filled with filth. We are walking backward, reviewing everything from beginning so that our end can be a new beginning, right? Our own and that of our children and our children's children. And we can joyfully give praises to the Most High. So all praises to Him, all praises to the Almighty, wonder working Allah. There is none like Him at all. So let us lift up clean hands. Well, but before I do that, I do want to let you know that the Breaking Altars class is beginning on this coming first day, which is the 12th of July. If any of you would like to register and be part of the Breaking Altars class, let me know. It is a lot of information, and it is going to be part of, now that we know the entire gospel, and we are studying it, it will help us to make sure that we're walking a life of reverence and circumspectly before the Most High, but also breaking generational curses. People who need to be delivered from certain demonic or unclean ruach, whatever it is that they are seeking from the Most High. I really encourage you to join it. If you were a part of it last time, please let me know um, if you want to join it again, because there is a lot more extensive information. It is a lot more information, and I do believe in the laying of hands. Don't get me wrong, but in the in this present environment that we're in, not everybody should be laying hands on everybody, because not everybody's walking with Yah. And so while you're trying to be delivered, there's going to be people putting hands on you, and they really don't need to be touching you, because what they're doing is transferring their unclean ruach unto you and making you stay into deeper bondage, right? It is absolutely possible to be delivered from certain unclean ruach through fasting, through prayer, and also knowing how to break down altars, right? So if you feel led to join the Breaking Altars class, please send me an email to the messenger526@gmail.com or info@whale4ya.com, and I will send you the information, all that you need. You're not paying for anything. I mean, all that you need by notebooks and a paper and just time to be able to fully digest and understand. And then if you have questions, and then by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, through repentance, confession, and fasting, unclean ruach leave in the name and the authority of Hamashiach, right? In the name and the authority of Hamashiach. So if you know anybody who is going through any kind of circumstance, situation, has been a victim of anything, patterns where you see a whole family line of daughters not being able to get married, you, your sister, your other sister are not able to get married, you, your brother, your other sister are not able to have children, or you all have one child but you're not married, or you're all married but you don't have children, or all of you are married but you don't have any sons, only daughters, or you just see a whole bunch of patterns, like identifying the patterns so that we can see what deity it is that has an altar in your family line. Please let me please come and register. Just let me know. And registering is just literally sending an email. This is an invitation for not just the House of Yasharal natural branches, but it is also for wild branches, right? There's no salvation stoppers over here. I'm not doing it. I prefer to be humbly wrong than to be arrogantly correct. So, yeah. So just send the email, right? Whoever it is, anybody you know that needs to, anybody who wants to engage in some true spiritual warfare. So, all praises to the Most High Yah. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time. Let us go before the Most High Allah and seek His face. Abaya, we come before your presence and we give you thanks for everything that you have done. May your name be greatly esteemed. May your name be greatly magnified. There is none like you, none who can do the great and mighty things that you have done. Thank you, Abaya, because your light is being revealed. The light that was with you from the very beginning. The purpose and the plan that you had for us from the very beginning. Hamashiach being the goal of the Torah. Hamashiach being the example that we should follow, that we should imitate, being as children of light. You gave us the perfect one, your own son, your only begotten son, that came from your bosom, that walked with you, that was sitting with you from the beginning. Abaya, allow us to be able to see him so that we may be how you want us to be. For if we are imitators of light and we are children of light and we too become living stones, just as your son is the chief cornerstone, then we are able to build up the dwelling place of the Most High Yah with our very being. Oh, Abba, have your way in us and do all things according to your desire in our lives. Please Barak each and every single one of us, wherever it is that we are. We wait for you in great expectancy, knowing that everything you say is yes and so be it. We look to you, Abaya, knowing that you are capable, knowing that you are more than able to do all that you say that you will do. We look to you with great hope, Most High Yah. We follow you, we revere you, and we love you with everything that is within us. Thank you for bringing us back to the ancient path, knowing exactly what it is that you require of us, that we may make the decision to walk perfectly in the way. For your word says, Baruch are the perfect in the way. Baruch are those who observe his witnesses, who seek him with all their heart. Yes, they shall do no unrighteousness. Let there be no unrighteousness found in us, O Most High Eluah. Let no wickedness be found in us, O Most High Yah. Your word says they shall walk in his ways. You have commanded us to guard your orders diligently. We will be diligent, obedient, responsible children. Oh, that my ways were established to guard your laws. Oh, that our ways were established to guard your laws. Then we would not be ashamed. Once we know exactly what it is that you require of us, the fullness of the good news, Abaya, then our shame will be taken away. Our nakedness will not be exposed. We will be covered, Abaya, by the lamb, by the fleece that you provided us from the very beginning. All praises to you, O Most High. And when we look into all your commands, we thank you with uprightness of heart, O Most High. When we learn your right rulings of your righteousness, we guard your laws. Oh, do not leave us entirely, Abba. We thank you for who you are, for what you've done, and what you will continue to do. We walk as the redeemed of the Most High Yah. Let the redeemed of the Most High Yah say so. And surely, surely, Abaya, your barakah, your loving commitment, your kindness will follow us all the days of our lives. And we will dwell in the house of the Most High Yah for always and forevermore. In the name and the authority of Yahushua HaMashiach. So be it and be it so. Shalom, everyone. All praises to the Most High Yah.